Thank you everybody for coming out. Thank you. Now today it is a sad day as we bid farewell to a national hero, a club captain, a leader, and inspiration. Now some of you will remember him for his tough tackling, others for his red card against Liverpool in the FA Cup quarter-final, which almost certainly cost us a trip to Wembley. But all of us will remember the beard. So how do we honour such a great man here at the Holte End? But with a statue, of course. Now this piece has been carved at tremendous expense to the club out of pure granite, the only substance hard enough to truly represent Mile Jedinak. Today is Mile's last game for the club. It's his last game of professional football before entering the lucrative world of under-18s coaching. Now some of you will say that he has slowed down, he's past it, and that retirement has come a year too late. To those people I would say, shut your mouth, this isn't the time. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villa and welcome to the Mile Jedinak tribute episode of Raise the Holte, our bid of course for world domination with Aston Villa, also known as episode 32. But this episode, as I said, it's all about Mile Jedinak. Keep an eye out for the statue next time you're down the Holte End. I think it's a very fitting tribute to the great man. And I think there is no greater sort of testament to how high a regard he is held in this squad. And look at this, he is still a highly influential player in this dressing room despite having barely played in the last 2 seasons. That is just how good he is, everybody. So it's Everton today to wrap up the season, and let's have a look at the team that we're sending out. We have nothing to play for, really. We are coming 6th, whether we win, lose or draw this game. So this is the team we're sending out. It's Martinez in goal. Livakovic hasn't really impressed me. Martinez has been good when he played, so we're going to give him a game. It's Mobida, it's Aya, it's Coetzee and Gumni as a back four. The great man himself, he leads the team out as captain, as a ball-winning midfielder. In behind Cochrane and Junpei, Nicky Roberts, he goes down one wing, Marin down the other, with Brian Carlos up top to bang in the hat-trick. And here we go, looks like we're matching up formations with them. You'll see on the bench we have a couple of youngsters, C and the Dutch winger whose name I can't pronounce. We might look to give them some game time at the end here, depending on how we're going. But like I say, this episode is all about the great man, Mile Jedinak. Now, can we just stay passionate doing it for Mile? It doesn't look like we can. We're going to say do it for the fans. That seems to have worked okay. As I said, there's nothing on the line here. We've finished 6th. We can't catch Man United in 5th. I think Stoke are 7th. It might be Southampton. They can't catch us either. So it's a free hit, this one. And of course, after this game, we'll have our end of season awards. There'll be a goal of the season competition. It doesn't end the fun after the final whistle here. But let's just see. Applause as Mile Jedinak makes his first touch of the game. You'll notice Jedinak is on all the set pieces. He'll be taking penalties, free kicks. He'll be doing basically everything we can to get him on the score sheet today. And if he does, I may lose it. I may just completely go off the rails. But we'll see how we go here. We've got to get into position first of all to get him shooting at goal. Now, off-season, we need to discuss transfer plans here, don't we? Now, I know Foxy Manager said in the comments of the last episode we need an overhaul. I'm not completely convinced that we do. I think we've got to remember it's young players that are going to continue to develop. One thing I am looking forward to next season in having the extra games in Europe is that basically we have extra games. We can play youngsters. We can have more consistent teams. I'm thinking what we might look to do is have something like a Europa League squad and a Premier League squad, and that way the same players will play with each other and develop. And here's a good chance for Mobida for Brian Carlos. Oh, Brian! He's got his goal! He's free scoring now. It's his 2nd of the year. It's his first from open play. Some would argue that's his first proper goal because penalties probably don't count as much, do they? But he's done really, really well there to get on the end of the Mobida cross. Some nice link-up play between Junpei and Mobida in the lead-up. Cross comes in, and look at this. Brian Carlos rises like a salmon and heads into the corner of the net there. Well done. That's a fantastic goal. Yeah, so I'm thinking what we might do is have a Europa League team, a Premier League team, and that way players are playing with each other and they'll get the connections going. We do need a regular goal scorer. Oh, yes, they picked up an injury. Just play through it, mate. Play through it. You don't want to come off. It's a bruised ankle, mate. You're fine. You're absolutely fine. Yeah, so that's what I'm kind of thinking. If we can get a goal scorer in, I'm thinking we'll have what did we say? We had 50-something million to spend. I'm thinking it might be a case of we might even just spend it all on one player. We'll try and find that player that we need. Look at that tremendous block off the back of the head of Mile Jedinak. Coetzee with a diving header to clear. This is all action, isn't it? We might even just spend it all on one player if we can find that right player to bring in. We'll see. The other thing we could perhaps look at doing, that's a cracking effort, and he's surely offside, is he not? Apparently not. Okay. is maybe someone to play sort of the Jack Grealish role as a backup to him. My problem, perhaps, is that if we bring somebody in to play that role, is he not offside? Maybe someone over here is playing him on. They're probably going to want to be a first-team player, so whether or not we can do that. I'm trying, as you've seen here, to train Jumpy into the role, because I feel like he could do it. But yeah, that might be somewhere we can look to strengthen. I think we're okay for wingers. I think we're, and of course Abdul Rahman as well, if he can stay fit, he could do a job as well. I think we're okay for, I think defenders are okay. Fullback, we could potentially look to strengthen. I'm going to say I'm far from pleased with that. Despite the one goal, it hasn't really happened for us, has it? Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe fullback we could strengthen. I think central defence we're okay. I think midfield we're generally okay because we have young players, Tonali and Cochrane. They need to sort of start showing their worth a little bit more. But I think there are good players there, or sort of in there. We just need to, and as I said, I think playing more games with them as well, they will improve quicker. That's kind of my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Do we sort of go one big signing, or do we look to? See, I think the problem is that if we try to do an overhaul, we're not going to get that much for the players we have because they're generally young and they haven't played that much yet to have to build up their transfer value. So we'll end up just buying similar players. If we buy like 5 or 6 players at 10 minutes, here's Brian Carlos in again. Can he get a double? Brian Carlos! Not quite that time. I just feel like we'll end up with sort of similar sort of players. But I'll see what's available. But certainly let me know what your opinions are. Now, who is going to be our player of the season? It's got to be Antonio Marin, doesn't it? I think he's our leading goal scorer. Or has Jedinak done enough this game to head that list? I think it's got to be Marin. He's our leading goal scorer as a left winger. I think for me it's him. Nick Roberts it wouldn't surprise me if he makes the top 3. AR's been good. Chambers has been good as well. I don't think Livakovic will do it this year. Hasn't been as good. Here's Marin. Speaking of the devil, Marin, is that a block? How has he missed that? He's blasted that into the roof of the stand. I'm looking at Jedinak here. Do we just put him out of his misery here and give him an applause off the field? Alright, what can we do here? I think what we'll do is we might take Marin off. He's had a great year. I want to give these youngsters a go. And I do also think Carlos has got his goal. Congratulations to him, but let's give him a send-off as well. And what we might look to do is in the 90th minute, give Mile the send-off that he truly deserves to go along with his statue. We'll do it any second now. I think this is roughly the time. We'll bring Tonali on. He can have the honour of being the man that comes on. And everybody rise as one. Ray Mile! As the great man departs Villa Park for the final time. As I said in the sort of pre-game announcements there, that the ceremony, he is lucrative world of under 18s coaches now. He will be coaching our under 18s, the next generation next season. Here's Mobita. Can we cap it off with a win? It doesn't look like we can. I should say too, if you do want to have one of the, speaking of under 18s, one of the academy regens named after you, let me know in the comments below, or at Aussie Villain on Twitter, and we can get that done ready for next season. I'm planning on using a lot more of those players sort of in the cup team, sort of starting one here and there on the bench. We do have quite a few good young ones, so don't be afraid, please. Let me know in the comments and we can get that done for you. It looks like we go out with a draw. What has been a great season qualifying for European football is going to end in maybe a disappointing draw at home. We didn't get Jedinak on the score sheet, which is really disappointing, but we dominated that game. It's a little bit unlucky, and I'm still not convinced that Richarlison goal wasn't offside, if I'm honest. But we'll just say unlucky today, boys, and on we go. So there it is, that's how the table ends up. And if you look here, Liverpool have won the league. They've dismantled Chelsea on the final day 5-1, but they've only won it because Tottenham got ripped apart by West Ham. West Ham fans would absolutely love that. They've denied Tottenham the title and beaten them 4-1 on the final day. But that's how the table ends up. Brentford, Brighton and Blackburn, all the Bs end up going down. It's Liverpool are your champions, everybody, ahead of Tottenham, Arsenal, Man City. And we've come in a very respectable 6th place. Now, like I said, wait right there, guys. They completed the treble, so they win the Champions League as well. They won. Oh, the UEFA Super Cup hasn't happened yet. The Champions League. Yeah, then that goes out with an injury. That's probably Sounds about right, doesn't it, to be fair to him, to the great man. Forgive me, Millie, but yeah. Going out injured does seem about right. Anyway, guys, wait right there. We'll be back in any second, in about 2 seconds for the end of season awards. Okay, welcome back. So let's wrap up the season. Let's have a look first of all at the squad and sort of see who played and who played well and all that kind of stuff. We can see here Livakovic, most games at 37, Chambers 34, AR 30 and one off the bench, Marin, Grealish, McGinn, these were sort of the mainstays. Goals, most goals, as I said, Marin, it's not enough. Is it 10 goals as a top goal scorer is not enough, but we managed to get by. Roberts with 7 as well. What a season he has had. McGinn with 7, Livakovic, AR, I mean, there's not enough there, is there? Botheim was supposed to be our main striker this year, got 3 goals. Like I say, not good enough at all. And if you look at assists, and Marin again leads the way. He's got to be player of the season, doesn't he? He just has to be. Grealish with 8. He is really, really developing into a good advanced playmaker in that deeper role. I really like him there. Junpi with 4 as well. Bree, Nick Roberts, again, not enough, is there? And if we look at the average ratings, Marin, again, topping the way. He's player of the year. There's just, if he's not, it's a crime. Grealish, Nick Roberts, again, look at the season he has had. He might even be, he's a dark horse for player of the year. That is how good a season he's had. AR's up there as well with Martinez. You can see here, these average ratings, they aren't good enough, are they? They just aren't. There's not enough players above 7. I mean, Bree 6.99, he's almost there. And 9.6 for Chambers, but yeah, we do need to be getting a little bit better there. So let's have a look at our 2 individuals that have been named after you guys, of course, and like I say, let me know in the comments if you want a player named after you. We can see Nick Roberts, first of all, developing quite nicely, and if we look at his career so far, 26 games in the league, 7 goals, 6 this year, 2 assists, 2 Man of the Match awards as well, an average rating of over 7. That is very impressive. And if we go and find Brian Carlos, where is he? Brian, where are you, mate? There he is. Let's have a look at him. Again, you can see developing quite nicely. He doesn't have the goal return that you would perhaps expect of a striker, certainly compared to Nick Roberts. But he's coming along. The determination is good. I like the anticipation is good. The finishing is coming along as well. And if we look at his career, perhaps not as lucrative. He has gone on loan, of course, to Harrogate, which sort of makes his stats look a little bit different for his career. It's not sort of just a Villa career. But 33 league games, 7 goals, 1 assist, 2 Man of the Match awards. But for Villa, it's 20 games, 2 goals, 1 in 10. Could maybe improve on that a little bit. And the average rating again, it's not quite there, 6.65. Consistent though, which I like from a young player. So that's not bad. And I think we will expect more from Brian next year, especially with European football to come as well. Now let's get to the end of season awards. And this is it. It's Jack Grealish that's player of the year. He's a Villa boy, so maybe that's not as surprising as it would perhaps seem at first. But I think it's got to be Antonio Marin and AR as well. And I do think Nick Roberts is a little bit unlucky there. Antonio Marin, he is the goal of the season according to the game. At the end of this episode, after these awards, we'll have our own goal of the season competition. So watch that. There'll be a little eye at the end, at the top up there. So make sure you click on that and vote for your favourite. But Antonio Marin's strike against Bournemouth will be one of the ones you can vote for. AR was signing of the season. I think I agree with that. 23 million. We certainly spent money on him. But he was quite good. And Marin, young player of the year. He's 20, so that's fair enough, but I think Nick Roberts, again, right there with him. Our team of the year, Livakovic in goal. I'm going to just about say that's fair enough. Target ahead of Mobita at left back. All right, I think they were about even, so that's fair enough. Holgate and Chambers as a back two. Yeah, I mean, let me know what you think in the comments what your team of the season is. Bree at right back is probably fair enough. Gumney didn't really impress that much. AR, Grealish and McGinn in midfield. Again, I'm going to say that's just about fair enough. Marin and Nick Roberts, well done, mate. Team of the year. And Botheim as a striker. That is, if he's our best striker this year, I mean, he wasn't far off. It was probably Livakovic, but we struggled, didn't we, for strikers? And that, a 3-goal man being in our team of the year probably sums that up perfectly. Okay, stats. We saw Marin was top goal scorer. We saw he was also highest average rating at 7.14 and most assists at 9. Harry Cochrane, best pass completion rate, 87%. I think we will see more of him next year, again, especially because we have more games as well. Most player of the matches, Grealish, Bree and McGinn as well. So that's all well and good there. Most yellow cards, Nick Roberts, you dirty player. But 3 yellow cards, it's split a number of ways there, but that's not bad, is it? We are good disciplined team, which I like, and no red cards will sort of back that up again. Our season in review, and we are 6th in the Premier League, of course, Europe next year. Lost in the 3rd round of the FA Cup to Wolves, and the replay is still a bit dirty about that. And we lost, of course, in the Carabao Cup 4th round to Brighton. Match of the year, our 4-2 win over Everton. Yeah, that's probably up there, isn't it? I can't think of many others at the top of my head that were certainly 4 goals in a game is impressive, especially a team like us that didn't score any. That's probably where half our goals have gone into that one game. And the moment to forget was against City, 3-0. We had a few hidings, didn't we, against the better teams. We need to sort of take that next step up, don't we, to compete for next year. Villa Park, 95% full, that's not too bad. I might even have a sneaky look if we can expand the stadium, perhaps, try and sort of get more money in. And 32 players used, most in the Premier League. As we all know, that's the Aussie Villain Trophy. I do like to rotate, use as many players as possible, and I do like to make sure we're top of the league in that sense. Squad dynamics, let's have a look at this. We had a sort of a quick look at the start, but Grealish, Livakovic and Chambers are the team leaders. We're going to lose Jedinak next year. McGinn, Mobida, Junpi and AR are the highly influential players. I'm expecting everybody that are sort of up there to still be there here for next year, so nothing should change too much there. And let's just have a quick sneaky look at finances as we end the season. 4 million. We haven't got our prize money yet for the Premier League, so that's going to take a nice boost. We know we have 52 million to spend next year as well. And a little bit on wages. We're kind of at the wage ceiling, to be honest. We probably have enough to bring in, as I said, that one big player on about 100 grand a week. So that's what we might look to do. Again, we'll have to see what's available. If we do sort of a state of the squad of the team, sort of see where everything was, where everything ended up, we can see we've got some good high potential players here in the under-23s, which is good. That's what you want. Unfortunately for the under-23s, though, they did get relegated this year. We're going to be out of the top under-23 Premier 1. I don't know if it's Premier 2, I'm assuming we go down to, but goal difference got us on the final day there, which was a little bit disappointing. And the under-18s, it was a little bit of a better story there. Again, these are the guys you can have named after you. Look at some of these potential players here. You're going to want to get on board, boys. So just let me know in the comments. But they were a little bit better off. 5th in the Division 1 South. So I don't know how it works, if there's top flight, bottom flight, but there's some big teams in there, so I'm assuming that's just the division that we're in. Yeah, 9 points off top, or is it 11 points off top. But yeah, that's not too bad, is it, for the under-18s as well. But guys, that's it for the season. It's not been too bad, has it? We into Europe for next year. That's something to look forward to. We'll see if we can improve the squad a little bit as well, get a couple of big names in if we can. But that's it. As I said, if you have enjoyed that episode, if you have enjoyed this season, if you just are going to miss Big Mile, leave your tributes in the comments. Make sure you hit thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Next season is going to be big. We're going to be pushing for Champions League football. That has to be the goal, doesn't it? Get into that top 4. Or maybe we'll just go and win Europa League. I haven't decided. Yeah, we'll decide next year how we want to get into the Champions League, but the goal is to be there. So until then, guys, I'll be back on Sunday for a whole new season. I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. And here are our goals of the season. There'll be some honourable mentions to start with, then the final 4 nominees that you can vote for. As I said, there'll be an eye at the top corner. Click up on that at the end, vote for your favourite, and see what we determine is our goal of the season for this season just gone. So until Sunday, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Here are our top 4 goals from the 2021 season. Don't forget to click on the eye to vote for your favourite at the end.